Welcome to People Power in Politics. Hard talk, riveting interviews, community updates, in-depth analysis. That's People Power in Politics. We tell it to you as it is. No holds barred. You are the people, you have the power. We bring you the politics. To listen to our show, be a guest, or to advertise, visit www.pppradio.nyc. That's www.pppradio.nyc.
Good day and a warm welcome to everyone. We have a very special guest with us in the studio, Miss Laura Moran, who is the president of DC 37 Local 2627. Good to have you with us, Miss Moran. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well. So, can you tell us about your local DC 2627 and what you've been working on recently?
Well, my local, we represent the city workers, the IT professionals for the city of New York. So we have like 98% of all IT titles that is not management. We represent those titles for the city of New York and the authorities, including NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority, School Construction Authority, and MTA. Metropolitan Transportation Authority. So, and we also represent the borough president's offices and district attorney's offices, and pretty much every city agency there is, and we have members in every agency. So it's a big responsibility. It's over 6,000 of us strong citywide. And we recently negotiated a contract that included 16.21% in raises, as well as no givebacks, and some really cool stuff like remote work. Our members can get up to 2 days of remote work for the titles that can do remote work, and we've been in the midst of rolling that program out because it's really new to us, and our members are excited about it. And we are running into some roadblocks, like for instance, NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority, their managers has been getting up to 3 days per week for the last 2 years for the managers and the non-represented only. And when we sat down to bargain with them, they didn't bargain in good faith. So we ended up filing a lawsuit against them to compel them to bargain in good faith, because they first wanted to give our members 1 day every 2 weeks, and then 1 day a week, and we asked, look, just give them at least 2 days, and they was refusing. So, and they refused to come back to the table for a long time. So now that we got an agreement with the city, we try to get NYCHA back to the table so that they can bargain with us, but it's like pulling teeth with them. And then our MTA partners, they are only willing to bargain for 1 day because that's what their managers get. But it's like pulling teeth trying to get them back to the table. So it's definitely a lot going on, and we do have a challenge, but we're up for the challenge. Hello?
Yes, Ms. Moran. So I wanted to ask you about UAW and the auto strike work and how that impacts your work in turn.
Well, that's the United Auto Workers. They're more of a private. They're a private union. They represent private members. Their members are working in private industry. We represent only government public employees. So it's a big difference. Even though we all impact each other in one way or another, because pretty much the strikes. I don't think any strike that happened in the last year resulted in failure. Pretty much the members got significant increases and significant gains in their contracts for all the strikes that have occurred in the last couple of years. So that definitely strengthens the labor movement overall, which when you hurt one, you hurt all, because we are in this together. So it doesn't impact us as far as we don't get the same raises, we don't get the same benefits, but we all are stronger together because of it.
I wanted to ask you about your strategy in getting contracts in terms of like rolling strikes, and what do you think the future of unionizing is in America? Why aren't unions growing?
That's a very complicated question. Let's just, I'm going to say that there is strong opposition, and there's a lot of money from those with interest in us not being organized and unionized, and that's far more money in pushing back and trying to stop unions and trying to decimate us than there is in helping us to grow and expand. We are under constant attack. Like what happened in 2018 was a major blow with the Janus case that the Supreme Court won, that says that we must negotiate and get raises for those who are not members, and they don't have to pay union dues, but yet they get the same benefits, the same raises. That we call them freeloaders, because they don't have to pay agency shop fees no more, which helped us to be able to negotiate and benefit everyone in the titles that we represent, regardless of them being a member or not. So it's a tax like that that prevents us from growing at and moving at full force, and other attacks, constant lawsuits against trying to find ways to make us pay money and spend money that we need not spend, just so they can decimate our bankrolls and prevent us from our political organization, so that we can't organize. So we're under constant attack, and it's a constant battle and a constant fight that we have to, and just to maintain and to prevent any rollbacks. Because if they win, a lot of gains will be lost. A lot of people don't understand that, just because you don't have to pay union dues doesn't mean you shouldn't pay union dues, because you actually weaken your union when you don't, because you reap the benefits and get the same benefits and the same raises. Now there is a lot of rules, like they can't participate in our meetings. They can't participate. We don't have attorneys represent them. So because we only do that for dues paying members. I mean, there's a list of things. They don't get tuition reimbursement. They don't get, their kids don't qualify for our scholarship programs. They don't. We don't assist them with exams, disqualification, or appeals. There's a long list of things that a non-member do not get that we give to our dues paying members. But those who don't, they really are doing more harm than trying to save the little $25, $26, or $30 per paycheck that will actually make their position stronger and more secure, because we are constantly standing watch to make sure that there's no rollbacks, there's no givebacks in any of our benefits and rights. And without us, we like the Marines, we're always on that wall watching, because if we were not there, you'd be amazed at how much would be taken away. You wouldn't have a pension. You wouldn't have the vacation time and the sick time. You wouldn't have the health insurance plan. You'd be, how much members would have to pay for health insurance if we was not there negotiating that? Our members pay $0 premiums for health insurance, whereas in private industry and even some other unions, they're paying 20, 30, 40% of the cost, which is a lot of money. When you're talking about 18,000, 20,000, 30, 40,000 for a family plan, 20, 30% of that is a lot of money. So we are constantly trying to keep those benefits intact with and try to improve on them, and try to seek even more benefits that our members say they need. Like we just recently negotiated a child care fund for our members who struggle, who don't make that much money and have issues with having funds to pay for child care. So that fund is in the midst of being rolled out, because we just recently acquired the funds from the city in our last round of bargaining to start this fund. We also are looking into doing more things with affordable housing to expand. We push the pension system to invest in affordable housing. So that's getting ready. We're going to hopefully be making an announcement on that soon. So it's a lot of things that we do that benefits the community, the public in general, not just our members, but we are into social justice and social justice reform to make sure that the public, not just our members, the public get what is best for them. That's going to help them, to help those that can't help themselves. So, and that's what we do. That's what we do.
Being part of the largest municipal union in New York City, how does that help or hinder contract negotiations?
The more numbers we have, the stronger we stand. So it's hard for the city to ignore us because we have so many people that we represent. So, and DC 37 usually sets the pattern. We usually get the first contract, which sets the pattern for the other unions that follow behind us. So, we are definitely stronger together than we would have ever been if it was just us alone. So it definitely gives us a big bargaining chip. And we don't take advantage of it because we want to be fair, but yet we do want to get the most that we can get for our members because they deserve. They work hard. They sacrifice a lot. My members in particular, they make it on average 30% less by working for the government than they would have if they worked in private industry. But they love what they do. They love contributing to their communities and helping their city and their towns and neighborhoods out by the work they do because they are making a difference. They're helping to save lives. They're helping to make our communities better, stronger, and safer. So they really get a sense of a sense of well-being by giving of themselves to work on behalf of their communities.
All right, and finally, how can people get more involved in helping your local?
Well, when you the city is in dire straits. They have over 20,000 vacancies. If apply for a city job, we have a lot of IT positions. Our members are stretched thin because the city don't pay as much. Like I said in the previous question, they don't pay as much for IT workers as private industry. Sacrifice a little because the benefits definitely make up for a lot of it, not 100%, but at least you don't have to pay for health care. You get to be in a pension. You get to have job security. I knew when I was in graduate school, I knew members that was making they graduated making $200,000-300,000. I was lucky to get my little 70,000-80,000, and this is 20 years ago, so I'm telling my age. But nonetheless, it was a significant difference. But I had a family, and I needed job security. And the difference is the job security was much more important because I worked consistently. But those members will work for 1 to 2 years at that high salary, and then they get let go, and then it take them 2-3 years to get another job at that rate. And so, therefore, at the end of it all, I fare better because I'm working consistently at a steady rate, and I have my pension and benefits, and that will help me to have a secure retirement when I do retire. Whereas that they don't have as secure of a future as I do, and so apply for a city job. And come and join us in time to keep the city safe and make it a better place for all of us to live in.
And how do people apply for IT jobs with the city?
They can go to New York City, NYC.gov, and they can search for DCAS, DCAS, that's Department of City Administrative Services, and there you will find exams that you can apply and take a test, which is always the best way. It takes longer, but it's the best way. And then you can also search NYC jobs, and it will bring up all the jobs that are open, which is quite a few. But the city, just like the public sector is having a hard time getting workers, the city is having a hard time getting workers.
Thank you so much, Ms. Moran, and as always, lovely to have you.
Thank you very much.
People, Power, and Politics. Hard talk, riveting interviews, community updates, in-depth analysis. That's People, Power, and Politics. We tell it to you as it is. No holds barred. You are the people, you have the power. We bring you the politics. To listen to our show, be a guest, or to advertise, visit www.pppradio.nyc. That's www.pppradio.nyc.